Hey Dutchbags, what's going on? It's LandonRemixes here. I have a mustache, and welcome to my review of the third studio album from the Dutch-Filipino DJ and producer Laidback Luke. This one's called Focus. And since this has been his first album in about 13 years, I was expecting quite a bit with this album. When the album actually dropped, I was pretty disappointed with the outcome that came out of this. Now, Laidback Luke, at least in recent years, has been one of those producers where I really feel like his collaborators, which for the most part has been most of his discography, collaborations with DOD, Project 46, and Tujamo, have been the basis of his career for the past few years, really only dropping singles with these artists. And the pick that I have with it is that basically he adds absolutely nothing to these singles. And I'm sorry if you're a Laidback Luke fan, that's the absolute truth. If you listen to any of those songs, especially like the Project 46 collabs or DOD or Tujamo especially, those three are the ones that mainly stick out to me. If you listen to them, it basically sounds like they could have all done it by themselves and didn't really need Laidback Luke. And in that case, I feel a lot of times that he might just pay to have his name on tracks. I could be wrong about that, but that's just how it appears. And I really wish he'd go a little bit farther and take advantage with solo tracks, and I feel like he does do that a little better with this album. But in the same way on the collaborations, he does the same exact thing he's been doing. For example, the track with GTA, The Chase, on this album, basically is a carbon copy to GTA and Martin Solveig's Intoxicated that came out earlier this year, I think. And the Yellow Claw collab Mike basically sounds like it should have probably been on Yellow Claw's album rather than this one, even though I thought that one was god-awful. And he does make a good couple appearances as a solo artist on this album. For example, the track Let It Go with Trevor Guthrie. I really like the intro to it as well. Made for a cool opening, and I really thought I was going to enjoy this album after this point. But following that is probably one of the most generic EDM albums that I've heard thus far over the past couple years, honestly. And although we are getting quite a bit of diversity as compared to a few albums this year, like people are probably going to pick on me for favoriting Project 46's album so much this year, even though it was just basically straight progressive house, they are what I think to be one of the masters of that genre, and it works for them. And they made a full album that was good sounding, took these beautiful melodies and just combined them into their signature styles and just made something beautiful. But now with Laidback Luke, he's trying out all these different styles, and I really don't think it's working for him. Taking such a break, I think he's a fantastic DJ. On aspects of producing, I really don't think he's as top tier as people make him out to be. I think his last awesome single was probably Leave the World Behind with the Swedish House Mafia. But who knows, maybe they were in the lead of producing that one too. Maybe Laidback Luke stepped back, and I really don't think producing is something that he should really be focusing on. It almost seems like a promotional tool at times, just to keep his name on Beatport charts on iTunes or whatever. As you can see by the numbers, this one's only got 29 reviews on iTunes. This really isn't a very successful album, and you can tell why in the context of this, because it's just so scattered. And I'm going to talk about this more like it's a rapid fire, because I really don't think many of these tracks are worth talking about. Most of these, in fact, are basically the most generic possible sound for each subgenre. Even on the DOD collab We Party, which I was pretty okay with, actually finally hearing some bass house from DOD. This is one of the most simple bass house tracks that I've heard this year. Of course, he had to feature Harrison on the track Never Rave Again, and whatever Harrison appears in, I think I've hated basically all of his appearances in everything he's done, maybe other than The Wave by Vinay. People actually hated that one hardcore, but I'm pretty into it. I think his vocals fit well in the context of that track. Overall, like I said, this one's basically just a scattered mess. I did like the closer, Don't Hesitate, which was a solo track by him, featuring some vocals by Mangal Suvarnan. I think this one really worked, and it sounded good, it sounded diverse, sounded clean, and interesting for a dance artist to close with. And kind of the same way Armin van Buuren's album went, It seems like it's not really his style, but in the context of this record in particular, I think it did work, and I really was into that. I think the best I can really give this album is a solid 2. Sadly, I really wanted to like this record. I really couldn't. Like I said, basically just a scattered mess. It's diverse, but not well produced. Although there's a lot of hype surrounding it because it is his first album in 13 years, I wish he could have taken it a little bit farther and done something we haven't heard of before while he's had all this time off to produce music. So what do you guys think of the record? I have a feeling this one's gonna get a lot of dislikes on my video because of the things I've said about Laidback Luke. Hope you guys don't hate me. Subscribe if you want to. This is my job, I guess. Right now I'm not working. I'm probably gonna get a job next semester in school, so that'd be cool. But for now, this is what I do. This is what I invest a lot of time in, and making music, of course. I hope you guys enjoy the content I'm putting out. I hope this was a little bit insightful, and make sure to go check out the album for yourself on Spotify or wherever. If your Spotify link or thing is right there, just go listen to it. That's what I do for albums. I go and listen to it, I stream it, and then I buy it if it's worth buying. Right now I'm on the free subscription for Apple Music. Apple Music is awesome, so make sure to go check them out if you haven't used their system yet. Whatever you prefer, Spotify or Apple Music. Anyway, I should stop going on and on. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.